a WPTZ News Channel 5 update. Escape from Dannemora. The search for Richard Matt and David Sweat.
Dave Schneider with you as we approach noon. Authorities are having a news conference right now to update us on the latest in the search for the escaped prisoners. We go there live right now.
Leads in this case. We have developed more than 2,000 leads as of today, and more continue to come in. Each lead is followed until exhausted. We have dozens of experienced investigators who are tracking each lead, and we are relying heavily on the expertise of our state, local, and federal partners. This is a team effort. Over the weekend, we investigated leads of possible sightings in Steuben and Allegheny County. We searched a large area in the town of Friendship after a citizen reported seeing two men walking along railroad tracks. The description provided by the witness was similar to the description of our escapees. We conducted a thorough search that has now ended. We have declared that area clear. We continue to pursue evidence in both counties, which includes analyzing security camera footage provided by a business owner in Steuben County. As of right now, both sightings remain unconfirmed. On a separate track that also started over the weekend, we're investigating a lead in Owl's Head area of Franklin County, New York. We have developed evidence that the suspects may have spent time in a cabin in this area. We have law enforcement officers from around the state and around the nation here today searching for more evidence. We cannot get into the specifics of the evidence that we have recovered while investigating this particular lead. We don't want to put information out in the public that could jeopardize our investigation or our number one objective, which is to find David Sweat and Richard Matt and put them back in prison. The region around Dannemora remains a primary focus of our investigation. We ask the public to remain on alert, take any necessary safety precautions, and remain vigilant about reporting anything that is out of the ordinary. This is especially true of seasonal camp owners that are, now that the summer season is here, if you return to your camp and anything is out of place, call 911 immediately. We also want to renew our call to those who have trail cameras set up around the region to let us know if you have captured footage of any suspicious activity. No lead is too small for us to investigate. Law enforcement is maintaining a strong and visible presence in this region, and that will continue until we bring this matter to a close. We want to thank all of our law enforcement partners at the state, local, and federal level for their collaboration. The resources, expertise, and experience they provide are invaluable to our investigation. At this time, we'll take a few questions.
Yes, it's already been reported widely that there is some sort of DNA, possibly evidence taken from that cabin out there in Owl's Head. So since it's already out there, the public is already aware of this. Wouldn't it be beneficial at this point to at least confirm or deny whether or not you did in fact find some DNA evidence there?
We have recovered specific items from that cabin. We have forwarded them to the appropriate laboratories and reached conclusive determination, but we are not prepared to release that evidence at this time, so we do not jeopardize the continuity of the investigation.
What's sort of been the most difficult part sort of in this search? I mean, specifically with like the weather and stuff last night. I mean, how hard has it been to sort of deal with that?
There are a number of factors that make this a complex search. The weather, the terrain, the environment, and frankly the vast scope of the North Country of the Adirondacks.
So are you running DNA tests on the evidence that you retrieved from that cabin? Can you confirm that?
We run conclusive tests, which include DNA on everything and anything that we can send to the laboratories.
Any indication that these men have organized this in any way, whether it's gangs, family, or any other kind of methods, or are they something?
Other than what's been reported and confirmed by an arrest, we have no definitive evidence that anyone else is assisting them, but we are certainly not ruling that out, and we're looking at all avenues at our disposal. Neither of them are from this area, but that does not discount the fact that they could not have done research or had some collaboration as to the location of this cabin or the region in general.
Would you say this cabin's sort of your strongest lead right now, sort of since the search began?
It's a confirmed lead for us. It has generated a massive law enforcement response, as you can see, and we're going to run this to ground.
Any idea on the cost of the search so far?
No, I don't concern myself with the cost of the search. I concern myself with finding the inmates.
Can you speak to how the Vermont State Police have been involved in this?
The Vermont State Police have been involved in day one with initial notifications. Then, as you may recall, there was a press conference between Governor Cuomo and Governor Shumlin, where they pledged increased and enhanced cooperation. And I will tell you, as of last night, we tapped into the Vermont State Police because we've had a member of their staff in our command post since the beginning, and they have deployed their tactical team to assist us in this region.
You speak to the CO who was put on administrative leave on Friday. What's the current status of that investigation?
I think Department of Corrections covered that. He is on administrative leave. He is part of the ongoing investigation, and I will not comment about how productive or fruitful that investigation has been regarding that particular CO.
Last question. St. Regis Falls School was on lockdown on Thursday. Was that in relation to the search near Owlhead?
That was a lockdown that occurred out of an abundance of caution last Thursday. We were running a lead in that area. We advised the school district and the local authorities for St. Regis Falls, and we just advised them we're working the area so that they did not get overly concerned, and they opted to take that lockdown. And as soon as we were done and exited the area, they lifted the lockdown.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to a live press conference. Police have been updating us on the latest in the search. They said that they've got some conclusive evidence that the suspects have in fact been in the region. This is new. Up to this point, we've heard police saying they're not sure if they're in the region or beyond. For the first time, we're saying that they have conclusive evidence. That's as far as he would go. He said that they've sent specific items from a cabin that was between Dannemora and Malone. They took specific items from that cabin near Owl's Head, sent them to a lab for testing, and got conclusive evidence. He indicated that they do DNA testing now. Also today, in the past few hours, NBC News has confirmed that there was DNA from at least one escaped inmate found Saturday in a cabin. The police did not confirm that, but again, they said there is conclusive evidence at least one of the inmates has been around. He said last night they finally tapped into Vermont resources, bringing over the tactical team. That was a shift as well, something new there. So we're going to continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest updates as we get them. Stay with us, WPTC, for the latest on this story. We are covering it from all angles. We'll see you when we have more news.